I get comments like this every single day from frustrated Etsy sellers who feel like the platform has completely abandoned them. One day they're doing fine, then boom, policy changes out of nowhere, random suspensions that make absolutely no sense, fees going up again, and so much competition you can barely get noticed. It's like Etsy decided they don't actually want small sellers around anymore. But here's the thing, I don't believe Etsy is intentionally trying to hurt sellers. The reality is that the entire e-commerce landscape is evolving incredibly quickly, and platforms like Etsy are simply trying to adapt to these massive industry changes. So yes, Etsy's changing big time, and if you're still trying to run your shop the same way you did in 2020, 2021, or even 2023, you're going to get left behind. The sudden policy changes, the higher fees, the competition mentioned in the comments, these changes reflect the changing digital landscape where quality and strategic thinking are becoming more important than ever. But here's what's crazy. While everyone else is throwing in the towel, the sellers who understand the changes on Etsy, these sellers are building bigger businesses than ever before. The platform is changing, and so should we if we want to continue building our businesses on Etsy, because the old way of selling, it's dead, but the new way, it's more profitable than anything we've seen before. So today I'm going to show you exactly what is happening, why are these changes happening, and most importantly, how to adapt and thrive in this new world. So let's start with the harsh truth about what's really killing Etsy shops. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and this one is going to make my blood boil. So AI-generated spam is absolutely destroying Etsy sellers right now. Now hold up, before you come for me in the comments, oh, but you're promoting AI in your videos, let's be clear. Yeah, I'm not against AI, right? AI designs are amazing when you use your brain with them. If you're creating something thoughtful, something that actually solves a problem, using AI as your creative partner, that's a smart business move. But here's what's happening right now. It's not creativity, it's digital vandalism. I'm talking about those shops that are just pumping out thousands of listings, like literally 15,000 copies of the same generic motivational quote slapped on a sunset background. Meanwhile, you're over here spending hours researching your niche, perfecting your designs, actually caring about what you create. But these spam factories, they're just copying and pasting AI-generated junk faster than you can blink. And here's what really gets me. All this low effort content is completely drowning out your search results. So when customers actually see page after page of these cookie cutter designs, it does make the whole platform look cheap. So even if these spam listings only stick around for a few hours before it disappears completely, they're already doing some damage to how people perceive Etsy. So what ends up happening is potential customers start thinking the quality on Etsy is going downhill, so they might not even give your carefully crafted product a second chance. And just to be clear, I'm not anti-AI. The problem is when people use AI with zero effort or thought, just flooding the platform with content that adds absolutely no value. So the good news is Etsy's actually working really hard to clean up this digital mess. They want to make sure that they keep their reputation as a place for quality handmade items, so they can keep attracting the kind of customers who actually value what you're creating. But wait, it gets worse, because this is not the only problem we Etsy sellers are dealing with. In 2025, we're in a full-blown discount war. It's not just hurting your feelings, it's actually killing your business. So you might have seen a lot of shops throwing around 40%, 50%, 60% sales of their entire store, like giving away candy. And you know what happens? Well, customers stop buying anything unless it's on sale, and they've been trained to wait for the discount. But here's what many sellers don't realize. Those established sellers offering huge discount, they aren't just randomly cutting prices. They're being strategic, using discount as a lead generation magnet and ranking strategy. So they'll lower prices initially to rank their listing, then gradually increase them once they've built visibility and their listing is ranking. So the problem is new sellers see these rock bottom prices and think, oh crap, that's what I need to charge to compete. But they don't realize it's part of a whole long-term strategy. So make sure that you understand that, right? When you see these sellers who have prices that seem extremely low, remember that they're either using Etsy as lead generation or they're doing that to rank their listings. And don't even get me started on Etsy's whole free shipping push. So many new sellers think this is some kind of requirement, but here's the thing, Etsy is not Amazon. Your customers will absolutely pay for shipping on physical products because they understand they're getting something custom made with actual love and effort behind it. It's not some drop shipped junk from a warehouse, but what happens is new sellers end up eating $5, $10, or even $15 in shipping costs on every single order so they can slap free shipping on their listing. And that's money straight out of your pocket. Now, this is a problem that I think all of us are facing. Just when you think you figured out how to survive, Etsy drops another policy bomb that makes your head spin. Remember when they changed the handmade policy overnight and hundreds of sellers woke up to deactivated shops with absolutely no warning? Or when they started requiring production partners to be listed and perfectly legitimate sellers got suspended because they didn't know about this policy change? So it's like you're playing Russian roulette with your business every single day. You go to bed thinking everything's fine and wake up to find half your listings are gone because Etsy decided your vintage style description violates their new interpretation of what vintage means. So the toughest part is that getting quick answers to your appeals can feel difficult and it feels like it takes forever while you're stressing out about your shop's future. I've always talked about what is happening with the sellers, but think of the buyers on Etsy. So you're trying to save your listing and profit margins. Meanwhile, your potential customers have been burnt by other e-commerce platforms. So the trust issues aren't just about Etsy, they stem from negative experiences across multiple online platforms. So when customers get burned by poor quality or scams, or any e-commerce sites, it affects their purchasing confidence everywhere, including on Etsy. So they think they're ordering what looks like a beautiful handmade item from some e-commerce platform, only to receive some flimsy product that falls apart in their hands. So now, even when your customers find your amazing products, well, they're skeptical, right? They've been burned too many times. They're reading every review with a magnifying glass, questioning every photo, wondering if you're just another scammer trying to make a quick buck. So you're fighting an uphill battle, right? Against the reputation damage caused by every bad seller who came before you. So even if you're delivering high-end quality products, you're starting every customer interaction from a place of suspicion instead of excitement. So be honest with me right now. How many of you are sitting right there right now thinking, oh my God, yes, this is literally my life right now. Most sellers hit this wall and immediately think, okay, Etsy's broken, time to bail and try somewhere else. But what if I told you something that might change your perspective? Every single one of these issues isn't because Etsy has some evil master plan to destroy small businesses. This is just how the whole digital world is changing right now. And here's the kicker, jumping to just another platform isn't going to magically solve all these problems. You'll just be starting from zero again, having to figure out a completely new system while dealing with the exact same industry-wide issues. Here's what's really happening. It's not that Etsy has some master evil plan to eliminate sellers. The entire digital marketplace is evolving, and these changes reflect broader shifts in e-commerce. So think about it. Every single problem that I just mentioned is actually forcing sellers to become better businesses. The AI spam, it's making you realize that generic lazy content doesn't work anymore. You have to create something unique and valuable. The discount wars, well, they're teaching you that competing on prices is a losing game. You need to build a brand that customers will pay premium prices for. The policy chaos, it's forcing you to actually understand your business instead of just doing whatever and hoping for the best. The trust issues, well, they're making you focus on quality, customer service, and building genuine relationship instead of just making quick sales. So see, here's what most sellers don't understand. Etsy doesn't want to be a garage sale of the internet anymore. So no, they're not killing your store, but just evolving like all of us need to do because it's not 2016 anymore. And you know what's crazy? While everyone's complaining about how impossible Etsy has become, the sellers who understand this shift are absolutely crushing it. So I'm talking about sellers making more money than ever before because they're not fighting the changes, they're using them as a competitive advantage. First thing that's working like crazy right now is creating individual listings that are laser focused on solving one specific problem for one specific type of customer. So here's the key. This isn't about limiting your entire shop to one niche. It's about understanding what different customers want and creating hyper-targeted listings that speak directly to each audience. So forget about trying to appeal to everyone with a single product listing. The sellers who are winning big are the ones who understand their customers deeply and create listings that feel like they were made specifically for them, even when their shop carries a variety of products. So look at successful shops. They might have generic planners alongside specialized ones, right? So like this planner right here, the Quinceanera planner, it isn't just about trying to be a generic planner, it's solving the exact needs of Spanish-speaking families planning this important milestone. Or this prescription whiskey glass right here, it's not just a gift, it's a perfectly targeted laugh for pharmacists who never get personalized gifts. So even this listing that says they didn't burn witches, they burned women, it taps into a hyper-emotional niche of feminist empowerment. These listings are not trying to be everything to everyone. They're being the perfect solution for someone's exact problem. So the next time you want to create a product listing, ask yourself, who exactly is this for and what specific problem does this solve for them? Instead of a generic wedding invitation, create targeted listing. Like for example, a wedding invitation for European weddings, for example, or like this Gothic theme wedding invitation. This approach works because when customers search, they're not just looking for a generic solution, right? They want something that understands their specific situation. And when your listing feels like it was created just for them, well, then the price becomes secondary to the perfect fit you're offering. The second strategy is absolutely killing it. It's about building real relationship and trust with your customers instead of just trying to make a few quick sales. The sellers who are thriving right now are treating their Etsy shop like a real brand, not just a place to dump products. They're telling their story, showing their process, being authentic and genuine in every interaction. They're answering every message within hours, not days. They're going above and beyond with packaging, including handwritten notes, following up after delivery. They're treating each customer like their only customer. Just look at this shop right here from the Rustic Earth. They've had over 47,000 sales and nearly every review is 5-star, not because they're chasing trend, but because every product feels thoughtful. Their product photography, mock-ups are clean, consistent, and visually branded. The designs are personalized, emotional, and often centered around family milestone or heartfelt gifts. So you're not just buying a sign, you're buying a memory. And this is where things get really exciting. When you nail this approach, something amazing starts happening. Your customer don't just buy once and disappear, they keep coming back, or even better, they become like your personal marketing team or brand ambassadors. They're telling their friends about you, posting your stuff on Instagram, writing those super detailed 5-star reviews that make people want to buy from you too. That's how you actually build something that lasts, a real brand with a solid reputation, not just another shop that gets lost in the shuffle. The third thing that's absolutely crushing it right now is how smart sellers are repositioning their digital products. So instead of just throwing random templates out there, they're creating complete solutions that actually solve real problems for their customers. So the sellers who are just desperately uploading random files with zero strategy, they're getting absolutely destroyed right now. Let me give you a perfect example. Nobody wants some basic business card template that they can just literally make on Canva in just 5 minutes. But an Instagram business card template, now we're talking, right? That's solving a real problem because people want to promote their social media these days, not just hand out boring old business cards. This is why keyword research alone isn't enough anymore. Sure, it tells you what people are searching for, but you need to dig way deeper and understand what they actually want. So more people today see way more value in handing out Instagram business cards versus basic one because that's how they actually want to connect. Sellers who don't get this demand shift are just getting left in the dust because you absolutely have to understand exactly who you're serving. So let me show you what I mean. Look at the future ADHD store. As more people are getting diagnosed with ADHD and becoming aware they might have it, this shop created a complete solution specifically for those people. They're not just selling one random planner, they've got different versions for different needs within the ADHD community. Or check out this store, Sapphire Creations. They are creating digital products and planners tailored to specific cultural milestone like quinceanera. It's a complete done-for-you solution, not just some random PDF file. These smart sellers aren't just dumping a bunch of files in a folder anymore. They're creating comprehensive packages with step-by-step guides, video tutorial, bonus resources, and ongoing support. They're making their digital products feel just extremely valuable. The fourth strategy that completely separates the pros from everyone else is this: building a brand that customers actually remember and want to come back to, plus creating listings that people generally want to engage with and share. So the sellers who are absolutely dominating right now, they're not just sitting there trying to optimize their keywords or find some quick hack to make sales. They're building an entire experience that customers will remember long after they hit that buy button. Just look at this listing for a personalized embroidery snuggle blanket. It's not flashy or trying to be trending, but it's clearly built to last, right? These photos are warm and soft and emotionally grounded. They're showing the blanket actually being used. They're highlighting the personalization, and instantly you can see this would make the perfect gift, right? It gives you this cozy feeling. The title is clean, but still packed with the right keyword. The description walks you through every single detail with care. And the personalized option, well, that's the whole point of buying this thing. Sellers need to get this. Your photos aren't just showing your product. They're telling like a little story, right? It shows how your product actually gets used. It shows the difference it makes by using your product. It helps you connect with the exact person you want to buy from you. And this smart strategy, it goes way beyond just getting found in a search. Like these sellers, they have actually thought through the whole experience. They're creating products that people want to buy again and again as gifts, product that get amazing review. They know also have their customer tell their friends about it. So every single part of the buying experience feels like they planned it that way, from the moment someone sees it to when it actually arrives at their customer's door. And these sellers win not because they found some secret trick, they win because they build trust, they solve real emotional problems, and they design every detail to actually last. That's what most sellers completely miss. These strategies work together like magic. Each one of these strategies make the other work even better. When you focus on one specific potential customer within each of your listing and build a real relationship with your customers, you become the go-to store in your space. And when you add smart positioning and think long-term, you become basically unbeatable. So while everyone else is sitting around complaining about how hard Etsy has gone, you're building a real business that gets stronger every single month instead of weaker. So here's the reality. You have two choices right now. Choice number one is keep doing what isn't working, keep complaining about the changes, keep fighting the system, and keep watching your competitors just beat you. Or choice number two is embrace this new evolution, use every single challenge as a competitive advantage, and you can start building a real business while everyone else makes excuses. Look, Etsy has already changed. The question is whether you're going to adapt and win or just get left behind in the dust. So if you are ready to stop letting these changes beat you down and start crushing it in this new Etsy world, I've got actually something for you. I'm leaving a link to my free workshop in which I break down exactly how to succeed on Etsy in 2025, which strategies that are actually working right now. So this isn't just ideas, these are the exact methods my successful sellers are using to build six-figure bigger businesses on Etsy. And this workshop is completely free, so make sure you grab it before I take it down. And if this video opened your eyes to what's really happening on Etsy, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which strategy you're gonna be focusing on at first. Remember this, the end of lazy selling is the beginning of real business building. So the question is, are you ready to build something that is sustainable? All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.